Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Clumsy Trucking Friday. How is it going, everybody? Thank you for joining. I see a couple of folks in chat. Should we go through each one? Yes, we shall. And looks like the chat box is back, at least for now. We'll see. Who do we have in chat? I'll try to make it a bit faster because I see we have plenty of folks today. Thank you for joining. Hey Tom, OM, Scotsman, ever first. No transcoding though. Yar, the hunting party is completely here as well. Sorry couldn't drop by. I see Jack, Blah, Rohan, and Alex. How are you guys doing? You have to tell me some stories of how it happened, how it went a while ago. And I'll try to join next time. Let me see. I know I missed a couple of folks. Wiseman and Murwaz. Hi, geekers. Not sure people will like that name, but welcome back, guys. How are you doing? Hey, NL. I think NL will be right back. Good morning, Alex. Good evening. Hey, Trumpster and the one. Welcome back. How have you been? Yes, we are going with the Renault today. Hey, Patrick. Glad you could make it again. No transcode though, guys, so you might be buffering. Let me know if ever. Not that I can do anything about it, but at least I can sympathize. Twitch just hates me. Hey, definitely maybe. Welcome back. And I think we are caught up. Hey, Bri. Good morning or good evening, depending on where you're from. And if I missed anyone else, I'll try to catch up later. There you go. Did I miss Jay? Hey Jay, good morning. Hey TJ. Jay and TJ. Perfect. Awesome stuff. Interesting hunting session. Is that when you flew off the map? Rohan's mic is muted though. Yeah, I see they're all in voice chat. I think they're talking behind my back or something. Deadly. You're on TMP at the moment. Enjoy, no problemo. And I will try to catch up in chat. Geekers and proud. That works. So yes, as Jay mentioned, we are going with the Renault today. The Renault Premium edit by Alex. Not our Alex. And not Alexei P. I think I mentioned Alexei P in one of my videos. My bad. It's Alexandru. Forgot his full name, but he's the same guy behind the new Actros modifications. Alexandrov or something. You get it. But he's the great guy. And this one is synced with, done together with Sogard. And Muhammad as well. Muhammad is a very often, very consistent commenter in the YouTube channel. And he was actually the one who told me about this. No wonder he knew about it. So we will be going with that. And that will be combined with the Renault. ProMods 2.45 with the Middle East Addon is here. Project Next Gen is still here. We have EVR sounds, thankfully, because the Renault Premium modifications were done on the default truck. So EVR sounds on the default Renault Premium still apply. And the dashboard from NFS HP from Oscar are also still applicable. Yeah, so that is how the mods look. Natural Lux is there, of course. SIPS traffic density is there. Google Maps, night mode for ProMods, air ride, and all the other regulars. So let's load the game. And I will catch up in the meantime. We are plotting a takeover. That is bad news for me. Hey Sonoma, yeah. It's okay. We'll have plenty more hopefully. The video will be coming out later today. We had a nice time yesterday. It was nice going back to the 737. You weren't playing FS19. Ah, I see. No worries. But if you're juggling 6 maps, that's going to be pretty much a heavy workload, huh? So lost. Hopefully everything is fine. Lurk away. What about the MP1? We'll put it on the list. Maybe. It's a great truck. I love the clicking sounds of that truck. I think last time we checked it out was a year ago. If everything was not compatible, then we would be basically playing vanilla. That is how the truck looks. A tandem setup with the Krone Megaliner variant. Tandem though. I like it. Very simple looking, very sleek. Exactly as how I would want it. "60 frames, we are looking good in terms of frame rates, even with SIP's traffic density. That's good." And I couldn't fit in our dog, so we'll have our cat instead today. But that should be fine. Let me just fix the cabin here. I think I forgot to do that a while ago. And let's fix the mirrors. Get back to chat in a bit. Hold on. I should get to you in a second. That should be okay like that. And we have an EVR badge there just to remind us which sounds we're using. We lost the beep though. Normally there would be a beep when you start up, but because I overrode it with the dashboard, that beep is gone. Yes. It's been a while since I've driven with EVR sounds. I actually miss it. What kind of displays do we have? I think we will go with... Is there no fuel consumption? That one. Fuel consumption. Yes. So we are starting off in the very edge of the map today. Play some music. ProMods 2.45 is enabled, so you can see the gigantic map along with all the updates from the latest version. ProMods Middle East Addon is here as well, and I thought we could start there. Which country is that? Arutba, if that's how you pronounce it. That is over in Iraq actually. Oh, interesting. So we can take that road going back to the west and make our way back to Europe that way. Can be quite an interesting journey. I actually don't know if there's a job we can take, but we'll figure it out together. It looked at times like the airplane was flying you rather than you flying it. Not sure that's something we would like. I don't think I've unlocked a route by yet though. I think we have to fly around a bit. Or, well, drive around a bit. Oh, I like those beeps. Rico fans. I've played the Just Cause. I think it was 3, the last one I played. Oh, that was very clicky. I think there's only one job, one pickup point available here, and looks like I have a problem with the zoom. That's probably related to the Google Maps Middle East add-on, because most likely the Middle East add-on for Google by Sinagrit Baba is only taking into account the Middle East older version, which is only up to this point. Now with the 2.45 update, it extended. But yeah, it seems like that didn't extend all the way through there. One sec, huh? Let me just try to make our way through here. Yikes. I think the mechanic is on the right side. Alright, you'll just have to trust me here. All of those clickety sounds. Even though we're not driving with the MP1 today, as Rohan would have wanted, we still have those clickety sounds, looks like. And look at all those trucks. Can we fit in somehow? Someone's excited for the side panel. Have a good night, Jack. Catch you tomorrow, man. Or catch you on Discord, rather. Enjoy. We'll be waiting for some pics. Something is also wrong with my shifter, because I am actually using a 16-speed transmission. So we can use a ZF 16 speeds. I think that will be better. And let me get back to chat in a bit, guys. There we go, that's much better. Cat is sleeping and it doesn't move a little. Well, if you only look a little, it won't be that obvious. What is that blinker? Oh, I don't like that blinker at all. Is that really how it sounds? I think that is my most hatest blinker so far, aside from the dog. The doggy blinker, if you guys remember from ATS update. Sorry, I'm just getting used to the controls here. And let me get back to chat and catch up. Go to Norway from Iraq. Sounds like a good plan. If we can manage all of that today, though, it's a different question. Alright, have we discovered it yet? Still not. How do we discover this place? Maybe we just have to drive to the western. Because it doesn't seem like it unlocks for us. Huh, okay. Hey Head, yes, you need all DLCs now, including Black Sea. Yeah, that's just one of the recent updates. Lots of traffic. Yes, I actually kind of like / hate it. It's a bit too realistic. My perspective. I love the subtle shifting sounds. Let me turn off the music for a bit. Ah, there we go. Alright. Let's go and look for a job. Good fix with the AI. Yeah, lots of people are wishing for that. It's a bit of a hard thing to do, though. I guess generally for me, they do a very good job. You guys want that? Going to Estonia. 3,289 land distance plus 1,480 ferry distance. Nah, maybe let's go for something shorter. Let's explore the Middle East first. That can be a good warm-up. Yes. 4 tons of electronics carrying Nintendo Switch into this place. I like the sound of that. Nothing yet. So far, everything has been calm. Thanks. Yes, we did discover them. Look at all these trucks, huh? Welcome back, NL. Old Scania promo movie. Driving a tandem from Norway down to the Middle East. Oh, wow. How long did that take him? So where are we going with this? 32 kilometers. I hope the job is still there by that time. What I found challenging in this map, in general in the Middle East, the checkpoints are very strict. If you've seen the silent trucking video from yesterday, was it? Oh, they have a couple of checkpoints where you have to go very slow, as in 10 kilometers per hour. And it's very sensitive. What is this? Interesting. I also see they have these like barrels with fire in them, which serve as like markers, like beacons of some sort. I also saw the same thing near Damascus. But yeah, the checkpoints are very challenging and really will test your patience and EQ. But we'll drive through those in a bit for sure. But I do love the ambiance, very different feels, huh? Really makes you feel that you are outside Europe already. Yeah, lots of police checkpoints in here. In the middle of the right, AI does something out of the ordinary. Oh, that's almost a given. They almost always do something weird, which is quite nice. It adds some interesting stuff to the mix. Insane desert driving. Ooh, cool. Barbecue. Where did you see it? I've yet to see anything of the last DLC despite buying it in ETS2. Why? Where? Which areas have you been driving in? Should have taken the load of disinfectants. Oh, that's actually a good point. Maybe we can roleplay it. Let's see where that goes. And if we'll have to go all the way back. But priorities, right? Where are disinfectants? Oh, this one? Yeah, that can be cool. Let's take that. That's a more proper load. And I think that's actually at the back. Or is it? Ah, over there. Okay, yeah, that works. That works. Here. All the oil drums look like barbecues. Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like a common thing in these parts. Those barrels serving as some kind of like lights to guide the way when there's like a temporary road or something. In the silent trucking video, when we were passing through that very nice looking bridge, there were those barrels on the left and right sides all over the place. Man. We have a live one indeed. Did not expect Iraq to come now. Because of political reasons. Yeah, but I guess that's why it's an add-on. Because some people will not agree, will not like it. So they can easily omit the Middle East part and stick to the safer places. The safer, how do you say, less politically charged places. Actually, just wanting me to make a U-turn. So I think we just passed the HL, huh? Well, glad we have some mods here. Thanks, Rohan, Alex, and Jay. Yeah, we have some trolls off-road. yeah, glad we are. The entire hunting party is here. So, pretty much feeling protected. The flaming barrels. Yeah, I know, right? It looks like a thing. Can someone Google it up or something? Maybe we can get some context in it. Or maybe we can ask Google. But then, politically charged places might get politically charged answers as well. DHL in the Middle East? Huh. Hey, Uber. Maybe they have started diversifying their business. The occasional IED. Oh no. Yeah, I think that was one of the main reasons. I just remember now. I think that was one of the main reasons why they decided to make the Middle East as an add-on and not as an official part of the ProMods. Because some people might have strong feelings against it and they might take it against ProMods. That's my view. I can't remember if I actually remember someone saying that. I kind of have a feeling that I did. But don't take that as the official word. At least not if it only comes from me. No, nothing about Iraq, Tom. It's just trolling statements. Thought you were too small for that. Well, I guess trolls are not so picky these days. Hey Liam, how are you doing, man? Two ladies in a DHL truck stopped to help you once you had crashed with your moped. Your routine. Ah, that's great. It's nice of them. Why is the sky moving so fast? Is it just me? Or is everything moving super fast? Have a look at that cargo. When it expires, it will make it. It is going to be there for 19 hours. Okay, that's perfect. Very timely. German efficiency being exported everywhere. Exactly. Well, we live in a very sensitive world. Lots of different perspectives, different points of view, and we have to be accommodating. It makes sense. And what does not offend you might be a life and death situation for another, so we can't just generalize it now that we are living in a global mind, a global scenario. Kiskin, welcome to the stream. Sorry if I'm missing some guys. Trying to catch up. The background light on Sizzle's Mega Pack. Ooh. Not sure about that one. If you have any modders in the scene, feel free to help out. You haven't driven this truck in a very long time. Yeah, same with me. You're good with the T range, yeah. But this is a nice, like, classic looking Renault. If I'm going to drive an old Renault, I'll be driving this one. Because the Magnum is the one that I really have a hard time liking. Mainly because of the looks. But yeah, this one I have no problems with. Looks classically sleek from the outside and very simple, efficient on the inside. Nothing fancy. Alright, Bri, have a good night. Catch you next time, man. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I'm also waiting for Iberia to get released. Am I on the right track, guys? Yes. DHL should be tucked in right in one of these corners. Wow. Great view out of it, great mirrors. Ah, nice. I think the Magnum is very effective. Very nice visibility. But I just hate how it looks. Like complete box type, I don't know, it doesn't give me a classic feel. I like a classic feel. I don't know, I hate it. I hate how it looks. And I had to like force myself to be open-minded to like the look of it. We can go and take a longer route. I think I'd like that one. Kiryach muna. So that we don't have to take it so fast in there. Hey, thanks for following, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for follow, Uber. There was someone else who followed. Not sure if you are active in chat though. You might prefer lurking. If so, lurk away. But if you feel like it, feel free to join us in chat so we can greet you and welcome you. Oh no. This looks bad, guys. Let's plan this a bit. Didn't really think about this very much. That's where we need to go. And right now, I am in a very bad position. Let's go back and reset. Maybe we can use that other side to maneuver. It looks like it's going to be a tricky one. Por favor. Or I can maybe use this entire space. That can maybe work a bit better. Who was the genius engineer to design the Magnum? I know, right? We probably won't be friends. Phew, that was a close one. Por favor. Very timely as we're watching Money Heist. La Casa de Papel. Netflix. Hey, yikes. Didn't recognize it was going to be that close. It's going to be very tricky. Parking there. Looks like we'll have to do some kind of blindside reversing. Can hardly even see where we need to go. I'm getting these huge stutters, by the way. Not sure if it's the Middle East add-on or something else that might be conflicting in my mods. Oh, I can't see anything from there. 1 sec. That looks good. No. We almost got it though. Must wear a mask. Yeah, it's the same here in Singapore. Whenever we go out, we need to wear a mask now. The government actually provided everyone with reusable masks. We collected ours last week. We have yet to use it because we really don't want to go out of the house as much as possible. Have everything delivered as much as we can. Looks good. Magnum used to have one of the best sounding engines. So it's not a looker, but it has great sounds. Well, that might be a fair trade. That's very tempting. Sorry, missing some messages, guys. Try to catch up. Alright, here we go. Let's plan the route first and then I will get back to you. Yeah, that looks like a good one because we, in the silent trucking episode, we started from Madaba, Bas Aman, past Dera, Isra, and then Damascus. Now we are taking the other route. Looks good to me. And then we just need to make sure we pass those discoverables. Looks good. 550 kilometers, that's a good warm-up. And we are delivering disinfectants, so it's for a worthy cause. Good. Speaking of a worthy cause, have you guys seen the video from Arayas, maker of Roex? He sent me an email sharing his video. I didn't know he was a real-life truck driver. And he says he's not been replying very much to emails and not very active in the forums. And he explains because he's actually driving and on the front lines, delivering stuff. So that's cool. Kudos to Arayas, and hope he keeps safe. He was very funny in the video though. He was like showcasing a mod, real life mod and all that stuff. I highly recommend the video. Yeah, Money Heist, very nice. Spanish series. Very high quality, very dramatic, always ending you in a cliffhanger each episode. There are 4 parts now, like 4 mini seasons. Yeah, from Singapore. Where are you from, Uber? What am I watching now? Well, I'm watching chat. No, I'm watching Money Heist. La Casa de Papel. Isn't that like House of Paper? A Magnum that sounds like an older Scania V8? How about a Magnum that sounds like a Scania with what do you call it? Scania with the flapping sounds. That one, the crackle. That one I like. I do live in Singapore. Selamat patanga pa kapar. Well, I wouldn't know. I live in Singapore but I'm not Singaporean. No, Malay. Is that Bahasa? Does look like it. I am actually Filipino. Yeah, see those huge stutters? Weird. Didn't usually get those, not even in the videos. Real life American trucker streams with his phone. Nice. They act like, oh, I see, yeah. Unfortunately, right now, our frontliners are getting that stigma, especially the healthcare workers. It's very understandable, but it's very sad as well. Like, you see a nurse, you see a doctor, you try to stay away from them because they might have might be working with and treating those with the virus. But yeah, it's sad. You're from England, but your parents are from Pakistan. Ah, I see. Let me go. Thank you. How could you see a whisper? Well, you might hear a whisper. No, I'm not. In Twitch, I'm not familiar. I don't usually check the whispers. Usually the whispers only come from spammers and bots, from my end at least. Ah, finally on the highway. On our way through. Okay, I think I've caught up, unless I missed some messages. Dragon Ball Z. What's our topic about? Not even sure how that works, OM. For a streamer and content creator, I'm very clueless about these things. I only use the very basic functionalities. Also, this skybox, I'm not sure if it's from NL or from default. Might have to observe that. I do have the ProMods add-on for NL. Not sure if something needs to be changed there. But yeah, let's keep our eyes peeled. Frame rate is much better now, isn't it though? Even with SIP's traffic density and all the mods. I had to lower the anti-aliasing tweaks that I was using. It was too much for my system. I'm also not familiar what it is for. Blah. I guess you would see your friends online and see who they're watching, so you can watch together. That might be a thing. Cliffhangers in Money Eyes are the same as Dragon Ball Z. Ah, goodness, Dragon Ball Z. No, that's the worst. I think I told this story before, but in the Philippines, when I was still living there, when I was a kid, we had Dragon Ball Z in one of the channels, and it was like once a week. So once a week, 30 minutes only. It's like, compare that with what you have now in Netflix, where you get everything in one go, right? And before we would have, is this a 60s range? 80, okay. So we would wait for that the entire week, and finally when it's there, we would be happy for 30 minutes, and then we have to wait another week again. And that's fine, okay, fine. But then there came a point where I think they ran out of episodes. And this was the time when Goku was in heaven on the Snake Road or something, Dragon Road, I can't remember the name. And he was rushing to go back to save his friends on Earth. So it was always a cliffhanger. And when the time came that he almost was back to Earth, it was like the next episode was gone. Like the guys on the channel didn't have that episode anymore. So after that episode, the following week, they reset the show. They started from episode 1 again. So it's like, oh, come on. And then we had to wait again till we reached that part. And then it happened again. I think they did that for 2 or 3 times, starting from episode 1 all the way to the cliffhanger, and then episode 1 again to the cliffhanger. Imagine how long that took, with 30 minutes only every week. Although after some time, maybe after a year or so of replaying, whoa, they finally proceeded with the show. But by that time, I think we've lost interest already. Too long a wait. Oops, it's raining. Trying to get changed before they enter the house. I'm not sure what the protocols are. I guess that would make sense. Hey this. Welcome back. That rain was like the smallest drops ever. I think it's done already. Interesting. 5 minutes of new content, 25 minutes of previously. Yeah, that looks accurate. Doing good, man. Excited for the weekend. I know I just came back from vacation, but work has been super busy. Me and Mrs. Clumsy hardly talk to each other even though we're in the same house, because we're so busy with work. Like, her desk is there at the back, so when we're working, we're back to back, and we don't even speak with each other because we're so busy catching up with the work. So So even though it's just been like 3 days of work days, I can't wait for the weekend already. Thank goodness I still have time to stream and hang out with you guys. The sanity check. That and the Animal Crossing time with Mrs. Clumsy has been absolutely priceless. Animal Crossing is just super good vibes. I wish I could show that sometime, but I don't have a capture card. Would be nice to show you and share the good vibes with you. Very different vibe, but very positive. Why would they do that with your show? I don't know. They're just sadistic. Oh, they probably didn't have the next season, and they needed to keep showing something, so they replayed it from the beginning to give them some time to, I don't know, get some funds, or I have no idea. Nice recall, Muraz. You don't have goldfish memory. So are we crossing over from Iraq to... Oh, I'm not sure where we're crossing to. Syria? We'll see. Hopefully we get those pop-ups, the new things that came with ProMods 2.45. And people have been reporting that it is actually on almost all the areas in Germany. When you switch states, you get that pop-up when you change countries. So not only in the new ProMods 2.45 areas, but also in the existing ones. I think even in the SCS ones. What happened to our tire there? Sunk at the ground. That wasn't me, okay? That wasn't me. I'm just driving straight. Getting a bit of lag here. Not maxing out on anything, so it looks like a mod conflict. There's FS for the Switch. What's FS? Yeah, we're getting huge stutters in this place. Let's observe if that disappears later. Even that guy is stuttering. It's intense. Yeah, that detail of the flags, that pop-up thing, really like it. And now it's finally raining. Full on rain. The narrator guy was the culprit. Yes, that's true. Farm Sim for the Switch, yeah, but I mean, it would be a bit redundant, right? There we go, that's the one I want, the pop-up. We are now in Jordan. See, that's exactly perfect for me, because I'm clueless about geography, and I get confused which countries I'm in, which countries I'm going to. So this is perfect. I would like to do a stream on Animal Crossing, but I would need a capture card for that. I don't have it, unfortunately. It's quite an expensive piece of hardware. Like $200 here, from what I've seen. It's also not very simulator themed, but maybe eventually. We'll see. Hey Ulysses, welcome. Sorry, I think I missed some folks. I remember Kiskin said hi and he followed. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Sorry for the late reaction. Oh, I think this is one of those super slow speed limits and very sensitive speed violations. Actually, this is not the worst. This is still 30. There are actually some with 10. Oh, and this is something I wanted to ask. Does anyone remember? I'm getting these black rain particles. I remember we had that issue with Naturalux and ProMods combination, I think. But I can't remember if we managed to fix it. If I'm just missing some files or that's really a problem. Because I got a comment in YouTube. I got a couple of comments asking why it's black. And someone was saying they don't have the problem even if they have NL. So I'm thinking maybe I have some wrong files. Yeah, if I ever get one, I would start a new series. But not in the near future, I think. Doing a stream for Animal Crossing, I would love to. We'll see if I manage to get some funds. Alright, Moraz, no problem. Have a good night. Thank you for staying as long as you did. Catch you next time. Maybe stronger wipers would help. The Tobii eye tracker can be a very picky thing. You have to have the right setup, right distance and everything. But if you do, then it works great. If you don't, then it can be a bit wonky. For my case in particular, look at those stutters, man. For my case in particular, it's not working because of this humongous mic in front of me. Yeah, those black smoke, that black smoke kind of deal. Do you guys have this as well for those using NL and ProMods? It's a desert storm. Yeah, that's true. We could say it's sand, huh? I'm not sure. It's probably because I'm very soft-spoken. So if I speak my normal voice and if I put it far away from me, you won't hear a thing. And if I increase the gain on the mic, then you'll hear some background noise, which is not good either. Yeah, I know some people have their Blue Yeti quite like feet away or something, and it works fine with them. But yeah, if I spoke like that, I would have no voice left after 30 minutes. Guess it just depends how you speak. Probably a loudspeaker then. You haven't breathed out any black smoke. I would finish my talking points. What do you mean? Oh, Camel Crossing. Can I see the sign? Took a trip to the desert. Always a sandstorm behind you no matter what. Yikes. Not too scary. I don't think I've ever been in a desert. Well, technically I have, because Vegas is a desert, right? But not like the desert, I guess. I heard it gets quite hot in the day and very cold at night. Good night. Catch you next time, man. Nice. It's quite strange. I think there's I'm not sure if it's intended, because the speed limit is 80. But if I go 80 on this road, I bet I'll eventually overtake this guy, because it looks like he's traveling at like 60, 70 kilometers per hour. But maybe given the weather, it's not a bad thing to do. Yeah, I think he's only driving at 60. Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. Thank you. Thank you for stopping. A semi-desert. Little sand and grass. Screenshot time. When it's raining. Oh, there's a bridge though. Yes. The bridge makes all the difference. Close call indeed. His headlights came out of nowhere. Why does it look different from here? Yeah, because of that sky. Now that is definitely NL. And those, yeah, we still have those black particles though. Not too shabby. Rainy Renault. Let's go with that. Any news on open beta, guys? Have you heard anything? ETS2 and ATS. Hey, Mikael. Bonjour. Perfect pronunciation, right? Yes, you are the sky. NL personified. Kalahari Desert is partly in South Africa too. Oh, I should have remembered it. So because I work as an IT consultant, we have a client, and we take care of their supply chain system. They have how do you call it? They have a lane that ships from Belgium to South Africa. Not sure how, by camel or something. But maybe by ferry. But I wanted to take note of the city so I could ask you. But, maybe when I see that lane next time, because we had a huge issue in that particular lane. It's quite interesting. I think it took me the entire day to analyze the problem. Actually more than a day. Then I had to consult with other members of the team, and we finally got the answer. It's very interesting. We started wondering though what they were selling, what they were shipping from Belgium to South Africa, and what they were using to ship it with. Yeah. Because it took like 33 days from Belgium to wherever that is in South Africa. Forgot the name of the place. But it took 33 days. Like, wow. Maybe by ferry. Maybe someone was having a huge bag on his back and walking the entire way. I have no clue. It is. If they use camel and cross 2 deserts along the way, one of them is the largest dry desert in the world, the Sahara. That one rings a bell. I think that's a very famous one, right? Probably ferry. Is there a land connection between the two? Whoa. That's Alex's tractor right there. Even the sound was the same. Cool. Looks like we are approaching a town of Safawi. Slow down here, probably 60. Usually 60 city limits. It looks like they are quite fond of roundabouts as well. Interesting. Civilization, yes. We We have that same feeling sometimes when we go on a road trip. It just feels like open area for like hours on end. And finally, when we come across a town civilization, finding the first restaurant or even fast food chain. Great. Oh, I love that sound. Very bassy. Yeah, they probably use a ferry. Sofia, capital of Bulgaria. If they're shipping from Belgium to SA and taking that long, then it's probably a ferry via the Atlantic. Across almost the entire Atlantic. Yikes. Ooh, I see. Makes sense, probably, huh? No perishable goods in there though, huh? Most likely. The trucks here are super slow, my goodness. Yeah, no wonder that guy's overtaking. One thing I learned though, never to follow an AI guy doing an overtaking because he would decide to stop at the most random times. We almost got in trouble doing that in one of the videos, one of the recent vids. Ah, no wonder. Tractor hype. That's what SIP's traffic density adds. Tractors, harvesters to the country roads like this. Yeah, good catch, Alex. He knows because it was him. He has potatoes. Oh, did I mention we finally finished the potato contract? And I think that's the last contract we'll be doing. This is Clumsy and I, because we did that before the Switch arrived. After the Switch arrived, we've been playing just Animal Crossing. So I don't think we'll be going back to farm sim anytime soon. Speedy spuds. Those tractors. Don't say that to hurt Alex's feelings. Oh no. Stay here. Keep it safer this time. Who knew? Even the cars are driving slower. You dare to hate on my tractors? How about your new harvesters? Your new old harvesters? Oh my goodness, we have to find somewhere to sleep. This is not scenic at all. So I was scouring the forums a while ago. I saw a lot of people have been reporting on cutting off sounds in Fmod for the beta, both in ATS and ETS2. But I think this one started in the very beginning of ATS, so that's been a long time. And people are starting to get worried because it seems like SES is not able to fix them. Even when people put in the modded Fmod sounds, the cutting off is still there, so it looks like it's not the sounds, it's something with the engine or something like that. But I've seen a recent post from a beta tester, I forgot his name. They said that it has been fixed in an internal build. So I'm really hoping that by the time the next update comes out, they finally fixed those super irritating cutting off sounds, because those are a real immersion breaker. Those are even worse than stutters. Maybe almost the same. And you do night driving, you like it. Yeah, I think a little bit of night driving is nice, but I think in the long run it would be nice to drive in the day so we can get more sights and we can take more photos. Please don't hit anything, thank you. Which beta did you try, Vlad? ETS2 or ATS? And which truck? Because I think, yeah, it would largely depend on which ones you tried. Because they're not built equally at the moment. Very skewed at the moment. Unless it's for ETS2. For ETS2, I think they're all pretty bad at the moment. Oh no. Late? How come? Maybe you shouldn't have slept. Pretty good with modded sounds. Overfloaters K100 is compatible with the Z mods, right? Someone is calling us. Just ignore him. Yeah. The Z mod is my favorite one at the moment in ATS. Just so crisp. So good, especially the Jake brake sounds. We're getting calls, we're getting texts. Looks like they're really looking for us. Hopefully they haven't run out of disinfectants yet. Don't worry, we are almost there. 2 hours away. ATS, your T680 sounded horrible. Yeah, they said that's the one with the best sounds at the moment. Not sure. Yeah, the problem with sounds is it's also a matter of taste. With graphics, at least you can compare. If something is jagged, then it's clear, it's wrong. Right? But with sounds, some people like it bassy, some people like it crisp, some people like it loud, some people like it realistic and very soft. So I think sounds are harder because it's more subjective. With image quality, you have some objectivity in there. If it's flickering, if it's stable, if it's smooth frame rate, at least the good things are more uniform, more, how do you say, people are aligned with what's good and what's not. With sounds, it's a completely different picture. Everyone just knows you hate the cutting off, but aside from that, it's everything from there is just subjective stuff. Yeah, finally not raining. Your ETS profile is not too heavily modded. Yeah, I also went back to 1.36. I don't think it's worth it to get into the beta yet in ETS2. The sounds are a bit raw still, and it just makes the experience at this point it's still worse. Yikes. Speaking of worse, yikesy do. Let's have a look. What could have gone wrong? Game log. Open that. Let's see. Let me show you maybe. What could be the problem? Trailer. Flat new. Vehicle trailer CS. Flat new CS. Cargo big bushing load. Yeah, that seems to be the problem. Only question is, which mod is that from? I don't have that familiar. Big bushing LOD. Well, let's try if it recurs. Maybe it's something in Traffic Maniacs pack or Sizzle or Sips. Rip. Let's see where we last got saved. You use Traffic Maniacs pack. I don't think it's Traffic Maniacs either. Could it be something specific to this map, like a truck? But I don't think they would have that crash. Let's observe it. We're currently in ProMods Greece. Ah, yes. Oh, definitely. The UK is exponentially better. I refuse to go to the UK when it's only the vanilla map. I think it's one of the worst map areas now, along with Belgium and Netherlands, if it's the default ETS2, because it's just so old, so outdated. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. File's new release. Is that in Steam? Maybe we can have a look at that. Finally got a wheel and been playing ATS, but ETS2 looks so awesome, especially with ProMods. Oh, congrats, Head. Yeah, I started in ATS, but then I also wanted to explore and drive the European road, so I got ETS2 as well. Okay, let's observe this. You like more bass? Yes, agree. The T680 from SCS is very crisp, but it doesn't have much bass. So if you like Krish Boom sounds, I think he mixes more on the bassy side, then that might not be exactly what you're looking for. Alright, let's do this again. Take 2. Use Project Next Gen 2.0. We were getting crashes because of traffic sounds by SIP. Well, I don't have that anymore. I do have this traffic density though. If we get an error on the same spot, then that could either be a map, like a static element. Can't use sound mods through. But then in beta, you won't be able to go in MP anyway, right? Too many problems. Yeah, the concept is nice, but I think it's a bit advanced, and the more complex something is, the more likely something will go wrong. I think that's the caveat there. Steam Workshop, thanks Alex. I will have a look. If you also have the link handy, can you post it in Discord? Otherwise I will goldfish memory out of it. That's actually a nice emote. We should add that to the Discord. A goldfish. And we would all know what it's for. What it stands for. Very nice idea as well, guys. Thanks for suggesting it. The idea of adding emotes to the Discord server. I am not a huge... as I told you, I use only very basic features of the things I use. So those kinds of advanced stuff, at least for me, I don't normally explore, but thanks for getting me into it. Yeah, it's this area exactly. It is this exact area. Tricky. Hey, thanks for following. Sorry you came at a bad time. Hopefully we get around it at some point. Let's try that again. I might have to remove some stuff. Let me try removing SIP's traffic density mod. Reworks trees and vegetation. Nice. So let's remove the traffic density one. I have Google, I have, let's see, what traffic packs do I have? I have Chris 45's trailer pack. Oh, that might be it. Crap. But if I remove this, you might get reset. Well, let's try it one by one. Now, this has now become a troubleshooting stream, guys. Yikes. The Real Companies mod by Shumi. I am not in this profile. I'm using the ProMods trailer and company pack. Project Next Gen uses an older version of Files mod. Just bypass the town. But my OCD will not be able to stand it. Thanks a lot, Alex. And there you go. Thank you for sharing the link. For those who are not yet in Discord, feel free to join. You are more than welcome in there. We usually hang out and share news and screenshots and nice emotes in there. Oh no! Looks like GPS is recalculating. So the loading screen simulator has begun. If I were to choose Renault or Scania definitely. Renault I kind of like, especially the Range T, but I like Scania much better. Especially because my favorite truck is a Scania 4 Series. Oh yeah. There you go. No more music. In-game music only left. Thanks for letting me know. Scania or Volvo? Oh, that's a tougher one. Depends on my mood. I guess Scania, but just by a very small margin. There you go. It's going to be a tougher decision. Iveco, I was just going to say. Is it compatible with Project Next Gen? You could put it one over the other. Could, yeah, probably. There you go. Trafeco. Scania or Mercedes? I think still Scania. Scania or Volvo is a closer match with me. Scania or Merc? Scania. Speaking of Merc though, who was it? Was it Scan who shared the MP5 that's going to be released for ETS2 soon? Does anyone have news in it? I would like to drive that. The one with the mirror cam and the new dashboard. The new actress. There we go. Alright, nothing has been reset so far. That's a good indication. Hey Hef, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Oh, easy. Yes. Definitely agree with that, NL. Where are we now? I should save when we're very close to the city. Okay, we are close. Frame rate has gotten even smoother, but I guess that makes sense as we removed a lot of traffic. Still a lot of traffic on the roads though. Here we go again with OM asking. What time is it there right now? OM, let me answer you in a different way. Okay, I saved right before. Ah, dang it, still there. Might be a Middle East problem then. Yeah, let's just skip through it for now. That's not the destination anyway. $218, okay. So we're going to finish by 4 a.m. Yes, your time. Yeah, the game log would most likely show the same thing. Some kind of trailer. Probably Chris 45s, but I'm not sure. And if I remove it, the game will reset and recalculate again. I'm guessing there is an asset there, a parked truck or something, that is causing the crash. I might have a mod conflict with it. Groundhog Day. You prefer the Volvo F12, but the 4 Series a very close second. Yeah, more of a classic, huh? If I was in your spot, I'd be sleeping already. I wouldn't last till 12 midnight. Even. Okay, let's try this. That's an answer that we should get used to more often, blah, right? Okay, so how do we do this then? We need to go around. Just like flying. Go far away from the city. So much so that it doesn't load anymore. And then maybe we can land somewhere here. This looks safer-ish. Okay, let's try that. Save. Cheater. Whose phone is that? Answer it, guys. Oh, I like the textures here. Probably because it's getting a bit more lush in this area. Not really a huge fan of the desert vibe. Even in ATS, I like more the lush states, Washington, Oregon. Hey Sab, welcome back. It's 9:20 there. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. And there is a bridge. Yes, perfect. Jordan. There we go. Definitely not yours. Oh yeah, I think we have our thumbnail. I think we have our thumbnail, guys. That is just looking super crisp. That looks perfect. Speed dialing, or maybe drunk dialing. Is he on his mead again? Told you to keep him away from that. It's not safe for the farm. Lovely. And we are golden. What is the plural of moose? That's a good question. A nice nose shot would do wonders. Hey Sounder. What a big surprise, right? Speed limit signs changed. I'm not sure if that's intentional. Normally the speed limits here in the Middle East have that, I'm not sure how we call it, those that their text and below is the number, are the numbers that we recognize. Really? Mooses? Oh my goodness. That sounds so wrong. It's like saying gooses. Pick up your phone. Oh, I'm liking this spot. Oh yeah, definitely liking this spot. Reminds me of X-Plane with the new reflections. Oh, bridge. Yikes. Hello? Hello? Love those bends. It's a debt collector. Oh, no one's here. No one's home. Speaking of debts, how is it going there, guys? Do you also have like the extensions in some of the establishments and loans and banks in the bill payments? I think it started over in the Philippines and over here as well, to be a bit more accommodating for people who have had their livelihoods affected. The usual plural of moose is moose. Compare the names of many animals such as deer and fish. Ah, yes. That one makes sense. Yeah, mooses just sound so wrong. I don't think I will be using that. Tiberias. Wow, that looks like Klingon or something. Predator text. Don't have a clue how would I read that. It's from Google. Is Blah replacing Alexo? You have a competitor, Alex. Plural of moose is actually moose. And a group of moose is a herd. Ah. Now that sounds much more apt. The phone sounds are part of the game. When you're late, it sounds up. So no one's phone is actually ringing. Kiryach muna. That is part of an NL add-on. Replaces the usual music for late sounds into ringtones. Yeah, it has gotten a couple of folks though, even on YouTube when I'm late. Someone is saying your phone is ringing. And they don't mean it sarcastically, they're really like, they think that my phone is not muted and it's being heard in the background. That's how realistic the sounds are, huh? Kudos to Kirill. And drive safely. By the way, has anyone heard from Kirill? I have not seen him in some time. Not sure if he's busy with RL stuff. Well, now you know. You're the music too? Oh yeah. You're everywhere. Yeah, very different speed limit signs here. Probably depends on the country. Because we are... When did we cross over? Interesting. Weren't we in Jordan? So we were in Jordan. Ah, here, yeah, we skipped it. Yeah, because we skipped the border. So we actually crossed over to Israel. And so the speed limits, the speed signs are different as well. It's interesting though, we don't get that pop-up. So apparently the pop-up does not appear when you switch to a different country. Well, it does, but it does because when it triggers when you cross the checkpoint, it seems like. And it does not trigger anytime you go somewhere else, like teleport into a different country. Thank you for following, guys. Welcome to the channel. How is everyone doing? I actually looked at your phone. Yeah, it's quite intense. Those vibrations, they get me sometimes too. You have that supermarket here. What's the brand name? Read the message late. Yes, it is almost 9:30 here. It's new, I see. Three months ago. Your genius is frightening. Where are we parking this thing? Oh, there. Interesting. Quite a challenging spot there. Guessing you want us to reverse it in. Yes, okay. Thank goodness this trailer does not have a dolly. So it should behave similar to how a normal semi trailer behaves. Just need to see the line. There it is. One sec, Kaisa. I see the chat moving in my periphery, but I cannot read it quite yet. Give me a few seconds to park this thing. I think I'm hitting the wall on my other side. Almost. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. 32.3, that's not bad at all. Let's see if VT log will give me a different score. Maybe it will not give me anything because I teleported. I know, late for 5 hours, yikes. Hey, Gamaste! What a pleasant surprise. Welcome back. Glad you made it today. How are you? Ah, the Lidl. Yes, it's a very famous European supermarket. Didn't know that existed in the US as well. Not sure even if that's how you pronounce it. So, where should we go? I think I'm ready to go back to Europe. Maybe let's find something that goes to Greece or somewhere farther. That can work. You can pass by North Macedonia. Yeah, pass through all the border checkpoints. You can take that. Empty pallets though, it's not as exciting. That one can work. Vidin in Bulgaria. Is that new? Might be. Hey bot. Glad you made it. What have you been trucking with recently? Let's go and do that. Feed in. Honey, 12 tons. Essential goods. Hey Aljumil. It's called Kiryach Mona? Not familiar with it. Cargo has been loaded. And off we go. Yes, ProMods. ProMods Middle East, to be exact. You have a Singapore clock and a London clock. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's perfect. Easy access to the time zones. I am really liking this area. The initial area we were at was a bit monotonous. This one is a lot more exciting to me. Lots of things happening and everything. It's just working together. This kind of reminds me of Grand Utopia. This kind of vibe. I like it. I also like that they have different signs here. I guess that's a stop sign, huh? There aren't too many. I didn't even know there were any. Good to know. ATS beta updated today. Maybe they finally fixed the cutting off sounds. I was reading that in the forums. They said they fixed it in an internal build. Hopefully, finally. See if I missed anything. I think we are good. Spar. I'm not familiar with that brand. Which other countries do you see it in? They're using Captain Sounds. Nice. Yeah, I'm a bit hesitant to go back to vanilla sounds because we have such amazing sound mods already, but I do want to check it out so that when we go to MP, we know what we're getting into. You can really see the improvement in Platypus's modding in the Middle East update. He's been learning a lot, huh? Is this only done by one guy? I got a comment yesterday from Big and J. In the silent trucking video, he was saying props to Platypus. And I actually forgot the name of the guy who did it, so I just realized that that's Platypus. This is really nice. Oh, it's not even a question. Iveco for sure. We even have an emote for it. Yikes, that's curvy. Almost it over then. Maybe approach bends a bit slower. There we go. Tiberias. Man, this is beautiful. Iveco. That's the only answer. I love those reflections. I think NL also fixes that. Improves that a bit. Yikes. Getting these huge stutters again. Ah, yeah, the huge stutters must be caused by Chris 45's trailers. I remember we had that problem before. Because I think they had no LODs or something. So the loading was very bad. Scania Old Lady is also a great classic truck. Scania Old Lady. I think I've seen a paint job with that, but I'm not... Can't recall which truck it was. Is that like an unofficial term for a Scania model? Supreme reflector. The one for 3M. Ah, yes, yes. That is great, yeah. That's probably... not sure if that's my second favorite truck. But it is very close to the 4 Series. It is the 3 Series, technically speaking, right? Because the first 2 digits, the 1411, I think that's the size of the engine. And the last number is the series number. If I remember it right. Have a good night, NL. Thanks for the amazing work. Have a great weekend. Catch you next time, man. Glad you made it. By the way, Alex, are you still getting the beta updates from Project Next Gen? I followed the Facebook page, but I have not really donated anything yet. I'm still on the fence if I wanted to try it. But I guess you're not using it anymore. How long left? Not going to answer. You know when it ends. What time do we end? Do you remember? Haven't updated Project Next Gen. There you go. 4 hours. Oh, this is so nice. Except for the stutters, that is. Wow, it's getting worse. VRAM is not bad. Actually, you know what? I might try and remove Chris 45's trailers at the risk of resetting the game. But we can start, we can maybe teleport here to this city and get a job from here. But that would be a good experiment if it is the culprit in terms of the stutters. Because I really think it is. I love that growl of the engine when you're low revs. Very low revs there. Ooh. Plane is that? That looked familiar. It looks like a TBM and I missed my turn. U-turn slots sort of thing here, looks like. Okay, let's do that. I am interested in squashing those bugs. Exactly. Literally standing on a thin fence. I'm actually not sure where it came from. But yeah, these figures of speech are quite interesting. Like, break a leg. It sounds so morbid. Alright, let's try this. Have a good night, OM. We are removing Chris 45's trailer pack. The ones from Traffic Maniac should be okay. Those have LODs and so far that has been done pretty well. So let's see how that goes. Only thing is, this might again cost us 5 minutes or so. So, how are you guys doing? Not literally. Yeah. If the person knows the background or knows what it means, then it's okay. But if he's not an English speaker, then they might find it offensive. Let's go and look at the SCS forums, see for some new news and stuff. stopping the music so we don't have overlapping sounds. So here I have a thread called choppy sound when shifting. Also, if you want to get your own CG case, exclamation point merch. Choppy sound when shifting. Has already been corrected internally. It's Andrey who said it. He is a beta tester. But then again, he also added that he added it to the issue list. So I'm not sure if it's really fixed or not. Tricky. There we go. Exclamation point shirt. Updoor graphics on Forza Horizon 4. Nice. I can imagine. Have you tried NL yet? You'll love it, man. Oh, and let me see what Alex shared in Discord server. The files mod thingy. Files new update for trees and vegetation. But I don't think it would conflict with NL. I mean, the vegetation mod has been incompatible for quite some time. The vegetation mod from NL. Haven't gone for a drive yet. Yeah, that's also my main roadblock when I'm trucking or when I want to truck. I'm too lazy to set up my wheel, even if it takes only a minute or so. Oh, those trees look beautiful. Yeah, very nice. Update 3.1. New trees, foliage, grass pattern, and environment overall. Yeah, game change detected. Yikes. Let's have a look at the map here. Where should we teleport to? 1 a.m. waking up. Yikes. Alright. My pleasure, man. Thanks for being here, as always. Appreciate the company. Have a great weekend, wise man. Have a good night. Get some rest. So here we started in Kiryat Shmona and we passed through Tiberias. We can start here in Akko maybe, or Haifa. Yes. After we get our trailer. What time is it? Load carrier chrono. Good. And it is 11 a.m. Okay, perfect. So we should be able to just go and look for a job and teleport there. And we'll see if the performance is better. Yeah, Akko or Haifa. Okay. In Greece. Oh, that might be something. How much time do we have? Turkey. You can go to Turkey as well. But somehow... Ah, that one. That's the exact one. Disinfectants to within. Yes, exactly. That's even more perfect. Let's do that. Don't tell OMG. Yeah. That is the most interesting question we're getting every 10 minutes. Jumped in there. teleport in there. And voila. Arias updated row extended to work with ProMods. Oh, he got some time? Wow, nice. I thought he was busy trucking in real life. That's super cool. Let's take that job. Including a new turkey. Wow. Is it free? That's nice. Alright, looking good. Let's get to work. Turkey is free. Pro Extended is like the Pro for professionals only, for advanced users only. Like Raw Extended, the Raw X forums is filled with so many nuggets of information. Like so much details, so many details in there. Like the A8 weeks is in there. And it's filled with hardcore members of the community who really know their stuff. So it's a bit more challenging to keep track of the updates. But if you do, it'll be well worth it. Sorry guys, one sec, huh? Just park this properly. It's more like it. No dollies for the win. Rust map is being reworked for the new ProMods. Oh yeah, I read about that. I was getting crashes. Have you guys tried the same? Because initially, when ProMods 2.45 came out, I was expecting that it was compatible with Rust map. So I just replaced 2.43 with 2.45 files and replaced it in the load order and everything. And then everything loaded, but when I zoomed in like this, like zoomed in like that, it would crash. Something about icons. I was not sure exactly what was causing it, but then I looked around in the forums and they said that that Rust map is not compatible, so I removed it and then the crashing stopped. So maybe that was what's causing it. Not so sure though. Some very interesting roads here. Let's drive through it. Yeah, it says not compatible, but I'm not sure exactly how. Like, how not? Because I was able to load it to a point. Let me POI. 2.5 is pay. Might actually get into that. Would you know what new areas are in 2.5? I think the last one I tried was 2.3 with Chernobyl, and I think they added some more, right? So that was a nice map. Southern region is being rescaled and moved to the proper map location. That's great to hear. The southern region always had that problem with the scaling. It was a bit too small, was it? I think. So it didn't fit well with the rest of the map so much. If you were staying inside a southern region, it would be fine, but it was all skewed if you compared it with the rest of the map. Rust map is incompatible. I guess it has something to do with the northern rescale, huh? The dimensions changed. I'm actually not exactly sure what they changed in the northern rescale. I just noticed some roads in Sweden getting grayed out when they were already discovered before. Connection from Turkey to the Great Steppe map. Oh, there is an update to Great Steppe as well. Last time I checked the recommended load order for the maps, they said the Great Steppe was what, not accessible or something. maybe that was just not updated. Everything is much smoother now. No stutters whatsoever, at least so far. We'll see if this keeps up. This is why it's very tricky to add mods, especially the big ones. It's hard to really get an idea of the impact, because if you think about it, if you just look at it, trailer cargo should not have a big impact, but then again, if you analyze the implications, having more cargo means more possible jobs, which is good. It also means more cargo in traffic, and that might be the deadlier thing, because the game would have to load it and show it to you, and if the models are not optimized, then it can be pretty laggy. There's a map connection mod for Turkey to Great Step. Nice. And Rust map isn't necessary. Oh, because it's getting connected via Turkey now. Oh, that's so cool. Awesome. Wombat must be having an amazing time, huh? Wombat has been very known for creating the biggest map combinations. If you want to know if something is compatible or not, Wombat's channel will be the way to go. And yes, he is also part of the ROX community, so part of the Advanced Users Club, as I would like to call it. On the highways, nice. Feels like night and day difference now with the performance. Goodness. Removing SIP's traffic density and removing Chris 45's trailer back. Wow. You get less cars, but less cars, less cargo. Super smooth. Well, that 5-minute wait was worth it. The sky is still moving pretty fast though. I remember encountering a similar problem in Mexico Extremo, was it? I think. Something to do with map mods and, I don't know, time zone or time scale or whatever. Not exactly sure how they explain it. Yikes, yikes. Slow down. No. That was a bit tricky. Hey, Mr. Dr. Cold. How are you? We're exploring the Middle East area, thanks to ProMods Middle East Addon. Very good. Goodness, it's mid-April already. Time flies, huh? Is SnowRunner still on track? SnowRunner should be releasing on, what was it, 28th of April? Sometime end of April, if I remember correctly. That one I definitely want to check out, and I would love to play with you guys then. I'll for sure have some interesting streams. Lots of fumbling around. We'll probably need blood there though. I think we'll need a lot of emergency services in that game. Because if we screw up in Farm Sim, I bet we'll screw up even more. With a lot of mud and snow all over the place. Yeah, blah 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 and blah. Exactly. Heard your name. Oh, I said we will be needing you when SnowRunner releases. I think you'll need to save us. As long as it's not in space, I think you can save us. If it's in space, maybe you need to do it the other way around. How's the Elite Dangerous thing going, by the way? Are you getting the hang of it now? I remember I had the same difficulties. The learning curve is pretty steep with Elite. Hey Mike! Doing good, man. How have you been? Last tree planting and rescue service. Yeah. If it's in space, you may need help. Sounds good to me, yes. Let's play some SnowRunner when it comes out. Are you thinking of trying it out, Alex? Or are you going to pass? I remember Mudrunner is still sitting in your library. So, maybe not your cup of tea. Oh, it's my hate the skybox. Dang it. But it's okay, we're getting on the ferry. So it should be a quick one. By the time we get off, we should be having a different look. We'll see. Cool. Fair enough. Maybe we can tempt you with it with some footage. We'll see if it's good first though. I think it is. Based on the gameplay footage, it looks very tempting. And the world looks massive and lots of things to do. Hey Liam. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for kind words. Appreciate that. Which series are you particularly fond of? Are you an ETS2, ATS fan? Something else? Thanks, Mike. It's great to hear. Probably here, right? And here, I guess. Yeah, looks good. 0 viewers. Oh my goodness. I'm not the best person to ask because I've been streaming for quite some time, but my viewership has been quite flat. So the good thing is we have quality over quantity, so I absolutely love the kind of community that we guys are making. It's more involved, not about the numbers. But yeah, I think it's best if you can maintain a consistent schedule and give as much heads up as much as possible, because people are generally creatures of habit, routines. And if you can get into someone's radar and you are always in there, available at that same time, same spot, then that person can know that you can be there and he can be there consistently as well. But that's just my novice advice. Like I said, not the best guy to ask. Hey Mike, goodness, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate it. GG, wow, that came out of nowhere. Thank you. Make sure to also join the Discord server. !Discord, so you get the full benefits of being a sub. Getting a fancy purple name in the Discord. Direct uploads of images. Access to an exclusive subs only channel. And stuff like that. Hey, thanks, Mr. Dr. Gold. Thank you, guys. Has this officially become a sub-train? Thank you. Appreciate that. GG, guys. And yes, over at Discord, we have a few more emotes with my face. How egotistical. But no, I didn't come up with it, but the guys had an amazing idea. I think we should sleep, shouldn't we? Get a bit more sightseeing in place. GG, guys. Thanks for the link, Alex. Yeah, that's a very good tip from Mike. I second all of those. Kherson, Kramatorsk, Melitopol, Nova Kakhovka, Zaporizhzhia, Dnipro River Dams. Oh goodness. I think you're just putting in random letters now. Klugerkin. Yarnavoda. Oh my goodness. No worries. Thanks for the info. Yes. Those came directly from the Clumsypedia. AM. Yikes. Maybe we should have just waited a bit. Are we late? 41 hours left. Ah, no problem. But it's good to see that ROX is actually continuing and even getting more areas in. I had an impression, or I had that fear, that ROX would stop getting updated after the Black Sea DLC got released because of all the... Well, Romania got officially implemented, so... And the core content became phased out. It's good to see that he's building on top and working around the SES areas again. Cool. Might actually be worth checking out. And you mentioned it's compatible with ProMods 2.45 now, right? I'll happily donate there. Even if I cannot pronounce the names of the cities at all. It is compatible with ProMods 2.45 and Black Sea DLC. Cool stuff, man. Thank you. So many quality maps out there for ETS2. We need more of those in ATS. Oh, and speaking of maps in ATS though, sad news about Sierra Nevada, huh? Well, sad in a way, but good in a way as well. It's hard to see, hard to know which way to go there. Someone leaked the Sierra Nevada map, so they decided to release it. Looks like we'll be passing through two borders, from Greece to North Macedonia, and I guess that's North Macedonia to, yikes, Serbia. Please don't hate me. And then from Serbia to Bulgaria. Well, we'll know when we get to the checkpoints. That's what the new feature is for. building a map for ETS. It's ProMods Canada. It's going to be amazing. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. They were expecting that to happen. Yeah, I guess it was only a matter of time. I wonder how they went around those key restrictions, because they put in that special key, right? Only works if you have the key. That's sad. But in a way, it's a blessing in disguise, I guess. At least people now have public access to it, even if it still has a few bugs here and there. Because it definitely is a must-have map mod. Mexico Extremo I can live without, because I'm not really such a fan of the hardcore stuff. But Sierra Nevada is a must-have map mod for me. Yo, GamerCat! Welcome, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Canada hype! Yes. I'm sure you'd like that. Sierra Nevada rivals any map mod I've seen. Yes. Definitely agree. And even though initially they've had some problems with optimization, like it looked good but it was kind of laggy, at this point they've developed it so much, they've improved it so much that it's super optimized now, I think. So much progress has been done. They've learned a lot through the months of development. You always buy the maps from ProMods. Same with me. For me, it's more of a selfish gesture. But I guess whatever works. Because the donation, the €1 donation is just so painless. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel and feel free to say hi. You'll have your area in ATS. Oh, is it covered, your area? Nice. That's great. Yeah, they're so cheap. They're practically free. BC is British Columbia, right? I think. Where is that in terms of... Is that right next to Washington? Washington State? Exactly. When we see those humongous trees, we'll know we're near Blast Backyard. The tree guy. Sierra Nevada is better than ProMods. It could be a valid argument that could be up for debate. I think it's very hard to compare because it's European and American roads. So it's like apples and oranges. But what would be a good comparison, I guess, is when ProMods Canada is released. Compare that with the level of detail with Sierra Nevada. What the heck is this guy doing? Just blocking the way. AI stuff. Right above Washington, yes. Ah, perfect. Let's see why I like forestry. Well, I think I have an idea already, seeing what there is in Washington. I think Washington is my favorite state at the moment because of how lush it is. Some water. I'm trying to multitask here. Careful. Clumsy trucking is allowed, but clumsy pouring of water is deadly. To the gear. To the rig. Might as well just pull over here. One sec, guys, huh? Just keep safe. Don't drink and drive. Not even water. Don't spill the tequila. Being very careful about it. Good, okay. With you now. What's our fuel economy? That one, that one. 31.4. Ah, that's great. One more checkpoint and we should be crossing over to North Macedonia. Nice. I don't have any news on that though. How close or how far ProMods Canada is from a public release or even some teasers. When was the last update we've gotten? I don't know, April Fools? No, maybe not. Oh, how do you even pronounce that? Kokihalya. Is that? What language is that? Sounds like Native American. Why am I in high range? Pretty close. Like my pronunciation of raw X cities. Makes sense, Alex. Looking good. Yikes. Getting a bit of stutter there. Hopefully that's a one-time thing. Friendship? We have a friendship route back in the Philippines. In the south where I live. South of Manila. We have what we call the friendship route. Because in our area we live in, I'm not sure if that's a thing as well in your regions. We have what we call subdivisions. It's like gated areas where the residential areas are. And you would need a sticker to enter those residential areas. And because the traffic is so bad, like the city where I live, where I was born, where I grew up in, it is like, imagine as a straight road, straight main road with all the intersections just lined up, like all four-way intersections on that main road, and just put in traffic lights, police officers taking care of the traffic, but just a straight road with all the intersections. And imagine that filled with cars. That's the daily life. And so they came up with this friendship route where instead of driving through the main road, you would drive inside through the subdivisions, like an insider's route, like a shortcut. So for the people who live there, you can get through the friendship route and drive through inside the subdivisions. It's like a roundabout route. So it's a longer route all in all, but it's faster because there's less traffic. That's the idea, at least. But yeah, that friendship, we call it the friendship route because it like links together, and it's a friendship amongst the different subdivisions, collective. And you'd know if you're in the friendship route if you have that, like, these like white lampposts surrounding you. But it's easy to get lost. If you're not from there, you'll easily get lost because there's no clear route that tells you this way. And you won't find it in the GPS navigation because it's like an insider thing. So it won't, the Waze won't go through there because it's a gated subdivision. And normally when it requires a sticker or some stuff like that, Waze doesn't include it in its path, right? Insider stuff, shortcuts galore. Stingy container. Coca-Cola. Interesting. So in Canada, there are like, how many main regions are there? 2? Like the English-speaking ones and the French-speaking ones? I think Scotsman belongs to the French Canadians, right? I guess you are part of the English-speaking Canadians. It has to do with a fishing location on the river. Spearing salmon traveling upriver to... okay. Interesting. Very practical naming. This guy just keeps coming back again and again. Well, it will eventually pass, I guess. Where's the Friendship motorway again? Oh, so it actually is. I see. One sec, we didn't get a pop-up, did we? Or did I just miss it? Because I'm sure we crossed over already. I didn't get a pop-up for North Macedonia. Interesting. Let's keep on the lookout. Renault trucks, they're not bad. I mean, this one is not bad. The Range T I like. The Magnum, I'm not a fan. But I do like to drive them from time to time. They're not my favorite, but when I'm mixing things up, they're definitely part of the rotation. West Coast was more kind of Russian English, and East Coast is more French English. Didn't know that Russian background. I see. Well, it's a Canadian series I'm watching. We watch Kim's Convenience. I'm not sure which part of Canada that is, but I'm sure that's not French speaking. Although I'm not really familiar with any other Canadian culture. Is traveling between US and Canada a common thing? Like for tourists? I only know that in the business aspect, it's kind of complicated with the customs and everything. Because with our client, when they're shipping stuff, they always have a lot of headaches. I think they say when something from the US gets shipped over to Canada, don't ever expect it to come back. Like if you sent over too much, don't even think of sending that back in, because you'll have one heck of a time trying to do so with all the paperwork, I guess, and all the regulations, shipping problems. Series Highway Through Hell. I have not. It's about tow trucks on the Coca-Cola Highway. Very dangerous highway, but really good watch. Nice. So do you think when ProMods Canada releases, that highway will be there? Is it one of the must-haves? Maybe something equivalent to I-5 in California. Very nice. Okay, let's see here if we'll get a pop-up. One of the most known highways in Canada, I see. So when I see it, when ProMods Canada is released, I'll for sure remember you. Yeah, me neither. But then again, I don't know anything about Canada. Everything goes over that highway if it starts in Vancouver. That or Highway 1. Ah, interesting. How does it work there? Do you also have like states? Or is it mainly the cities? Serbia. I actually got it right. Nice. Let's see if something... It does pop up. Now it pops up. Cool. That's what I was hoping for. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the channel. Nieces. Something looks wrong there, but I can't quite place it. Behave, guys. On a positive note, we missed all those checkpoints in the Middle East where you have to drive like 10 kilometers per hour for a couple of meters. I got like, I don't know, 3 tickets there during the recorded videos. The videos that came out past few days. So this Coquihalla highway, does it have a number equivalent? Oh, there you go. Highway 5. Southwest, northish, east of BC. It's Highway 5. Does it by chance connect with like the interstate, I-5? Because I-5 traverses all the way to Washington, if I remember correctly. So maybe it also reaches over to Canada. That kind of trivia would be nice as you're driving, huh? We somehow made the way around that by Google. Let's just see if she's feeling in the mood to talk. Hey Google, tell me something about Serbia. Balkans region. Good to know. There's the flag, I see it. Yeah, that looks good. May hook up near Vancouver. I guess there's a road somewhere there. What I remember, this podcast I'm listening to, Stacking Benjamins. Have you seen that? Like Kit Kat? That's dairy free, was it? Or no, not dairy free. Peanut free, I think, because one of the host's sons is allergic to peanuts, and so they were. That son could not have access to, could not eat Kit Kats. But apparently in Canada you have the peanut free Kit Kat or something. So he was like working with the viewership from those in Canada to help ship some stuff to him. Apparently you only get that in Canada and not in the US. And sometimes they would drive to the border. I can't remember which border it was. Drive to the border, go to the store, buy some Kit Kats and bring it back, which would make them very suspicious looking to the border controls thing, because they would be spending like minutes only in Canada. Like doing something shady and then going back. What do these mean? Looks like cloudy highways. No idea. ProMods will probably hook up from Bellingham to Vancouver. Then go up through Highway 5 and Highway 1. Nice. Where is Highway 16? Fog? Ah, might be. Yeah, you might be right, Sonoma. Good catch. Just like a true aviation guy. So when there's fog, you drive only 40 kilometers per hour. That's what it looks like to me. How far away are we? 308. Wow, that was fast. Can we make it? Oh yeah, we can make it. No problem there. I found though when I was driving through here, especially when I was driving the 4 Series, I was not missing 1.37 at all. I mean, the sounds for me were really good already thanks to the sound mods. Yikes, it was deadly. Slow down. And so I did not miss F mod at all if I had those amazingly beautiful sound mods. But I guess that's the next step. It's the logical next step. But yeah, I heard Jack saying it. He's not really a fan of F mod. But yeah, I guess it has a lot of potential, but it's always something, pros and cons to everything. Even with the current sound engine, it can do a lot already. And so we get these amazing sounds from Krishboom, from EVR, even before F mod. But I guess progress is the key. Have to keep on evolving. Highway 16 is from Prince Rupert on the east coast, halfway up BC, and goes to Jasper in Alberta, going east to west through the middle of... Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, same here, Sonoma. When you first approach a corner, it looks safe, and then suddenly it turns sharp as you enter the bend. Like, what the heck? And there's no indication at all that it's going to be that sharp. Well, there is in the GPS, but I can't interpret that properly. Kamloops? Kamloops? Is that the place? Learning how to use F mod. It's too complex for you. That does seem to make sense. Mike the Music Man. Fits the name perfectly. Robinicus and Drive Safely have articles in the forums teaching how Fmod works. Like the workflow involved. That might be something you'll be interested in. I tried reading through it, but it's just too complex for me. I leave it to the experts. Oh, you guys know a lot about Canada, huh? Kamloops is 4 hours northeast of Vancouver. Oh, I thought there was an junction. Looks good. Love this guy. What time is it? 6:38. Very subtle lighting. F mod is for the modders, not for musicians. Makes sense. Yeah. I'd happily drive and test their sounds for them. Vancouver is home for you. Ah, I see. So, BC and Vancouver, are those near each other? I might be getting this completely wrong. Or is one inside another? No idea. Only been on the Kokala twice in your life. That's long ago. I see. Well, hopefully you'll have more chances once ProMods Canada comes out. Vancouver is in BC. Ah, there you go. So BC is like a state, like a province, a region. Vancouver is the city. One second, is this not working? It does a block there. Someone did, and someone didn't do it. Someone being me. Hey, drive safely. How are you? How's it going? Are you starting to like F mods now? F mod rather. It is the province. Ah, I see. Yikes. Blind spot. Yeah, I purposely went through there because usually the one without the toll sign is the auto pass lane. It's just in this case, it was just really closed. You got the Nokia ringtone working again. Oh, congrats, nice. I have not checked out the default sounds of the beta recently. Have there been improvements? I hope they managed to fix the cutting off sounds. That was on purpose, that's right. Very interesting signs, huh? It looks like it has something to do with the shoulder there. But let's see what our locals come up with. I'm sure we have some Serbians around. Over in YouTube when they watch this, and they'll let us know what those are for, or how those are read. There we go. Oh, 90 here, nice. Did they call it Prism 3D? The old sound engine? Because I remember reading a post from EVR. He was sharing updates on his own sounds, how the F-mod migration is going. And I think he mentioned something about Prism 3D, but not really familiar what that is. Alright. Have a good night, blah. Yeah, planting trees is tiring. Enjoy your new graphics card. Sure, it's a blast. Have a great weekend. So Slow down, bro. Getting lots of stutters in this area. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Electronic toll collection. Stop and take the ticket. Oh, this time you have an e-toll. Still slow though. Oh, it doesn't look like an e-toll. Okay. Fine. Yeah, I've found a lot of stutters since installing ProMods. Yeah, I guess there are some, I don't know, old assets in there somewhere. It can be quite challenging to clean up after all the updates and after all the learnings. Like, I guess they have learned a lot since the first iteration, and with the area growing and growing, it'll be very challenging to continue reworking everything and updating everything. So I guess there are some leftover objects or something along those lines. That's my impression at least, but in no ways official or true. Open AL before Fmod. Ah, okay. No idea what that is, but it sounds like OpenGL, but the audio. Open audio, open graphics library, open audio library. Which reminds me of that video from Austin Mayer, the maker of X-Plane. He did a beautiful job of comparing OpenGL with Vulkan and how Vulkan is really the next generation of graphics engine. Open audio library indeed. OpenGL is just so limited and so primitive in recent technologies. Maybe before it works with simpler graphics, but now with high-res 4K and complex graphics, it's not up to speed anymore. And the way he explained it was very nice. I recommend it to everybody, even if you're not into X-Plane. It'll give you an idea of why you're getting stutters in like OpenGL games. I'm not sure how it compares with like DirectX though. DirectX 9 versus 11. If they have similar problems, that would be a nice comparison. Vulkan versus DirectX 11, for example. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Feel free to say hi so we can greet you properly. Or lurk away, more than welcome. These set of tunnels are new. I don't remember them much. I do miss the echoing though. The echoing in the tunnels I really like in Fmod. So much more potential. Watch that video when Squirrel went to SKRS data. I think I watched that, yes. So nice. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? I think they also flew him in, right? So cool. Was that the one together with Kirales or something else? I'm sure they also flew in for the ATS release, but maybe even after that he flew in. I think he interviewed Pavel and all that stuff, right? Yeah, I think that's a more recent one. Cool stuff. Oh no. Don't go so fast. The echoes again here. Not at the moment, not in 1.36. For videos. Yeah, I think it was Squirrel only in that time. More recent one. What do you guys were your favorite part? Oh, I didn't remember that. Maybe I should get back to it. Didn't they say there's only one audio guy? I find that hard to believe. But maybe, I don't know. When you watched it, how many were there? And what were they... What did the video showcase? Maybe they only have one sound mixer. Sound engineer. But lots of people who can record and do the other tasks. Just one guy doing the audio. Ah, so it is true. And that's what I heard. That's why he must be overwhelmed, because this entire update is about sounds. So a lot has to be resting on his shoulders. Oh yeah, they made a multiplayer video a long time ago. I watched a couple of those. Very nice. And I like the tandem. The Keralis and Squirrel tandem, it's amazing. Keralis being the like light-hearted one, and Squirrel being like the more serious guy, providing direction. It's a good mix. Yeah, same here. Lots of Keralis videos too before. Recently though I haven't, because he's been releasing, he went back to Minecraft, and I'm not really into Minecraft anymore. I keep wishing he'll go back to ETS2. Can I cross over here and sleep a bit? Is that possible? Won't you? Will you allow me? Oh, there you go. Hey Dave. Good morning. How are you? Goodness. Someone didn't clean up. Yikes. Dirty indeed. Someone had a wild night. Wasn't me. It was my pigs. How are my pigs doing, by the way, Alex? Are they starving already? I guess so, huh? It's been days since I last logged into the farm. Maybe almost a week now. Yikes. Poor piggies. Well, at least they don't need to go to the hospital, right? They made a mess. Goodbye. And now this is gone to Bulgaria. Wow, how do you read that? Bulgaria, there you go. I love these pop-ups. Very useful for me. Ooh, TAR. Isn't that the sign we put? International something route or something? French word. Great to hear. Planets or city skylines? No plan at the moment. I find that my creative juices run out quickly when I play those games. I think I'm not creative enough to survive those games long enough. Oh, that one. Maybe I stick with TIR. That sounds French. And here we are. Final stretch. In that video of Arias, where he was driving a Volvo FH Classic in real life, I was trying to listen to the sounds, although I was only playing it on my phone, so maybe not the most detailed. But it reminded me most of EVR's engine sounds. You know, that raspy kind of growl? That's what it reminded me most of. So that must mean that EVR sounds are on point in that regard. Yeah, I think so. I think the TIR is mostly done for if you're crossing borders. Like if you're only staying in the Schengen region, it's not needed. But when you're going over to Russia and to other parts in Europe, it might make more sense. Seems like it's going to rain again, but we're almost there. Within YouTube videos that on 1.37 beta, the Mercedes truck had the most realistic sound. Yes, in ETS2, yes. It had the most realistic sound. I agree with that, but it's still not realistic enough for me. I mean, the engine itself was okay, but it had a very unnatural cutting off sound for me when you let go of the pedal, the gas pedal. That from like the rumbling, revving, increasing, roaring engine sound, when you let go, it just goes to zero. It's not even a ramp down of the revs. And that was an absolute immersion breaker for me. So I'm happy enough to wait for SES to fix that and improve that. And in the meantime, I stick with 1.36 and enjoy all these amazing map mods. Is this a long way around? Nah, not that bad. So I wanted to discover this. Perfect timing, thank you. I really love driving tandems. I don't know, it gives me that. It feels like a bigger truck, even though it really isn't. Well, sometimes it is, I guess. But maybe it gives me a bit more of an exotic feel that I'm driving something exciting, more exciting than a normal semi variant. So this kind is driving with a tandem like this is pretty cool to me. Yikes. But yes, I wish SCS would implement tandems officially, because at this point it's a workaround, right? When you're saying you have 10 tons of disinfectants, that's only with the trailer at the back here, this blue one. The one in front does not have anything. It only has a static weight in there depending on how the truck modders modeled it. But that weight will not vary depending on what you're loading. So it's not really that realistic in terms of load balancing and stuff. And it also feels less cool because you're hauling very small amounts, like only 8 tons, 6 tons, because it only recognizes your back trailer, which is smaller. Oh, this is where we're parking. Interesting. Yikes. Yeah, it is a nice rig. I like the tandems. I don't see these usually in our place. In Manila, I only see semis mostly in the rigid chassis, but not the tandem. When I was in Germany for a couple of days though, driving through the Autobahn, well, I was not the one driving, but I was in a car and we were driving through there, saw a lot of those, and that made me understand the trucking community. You really can be a fan of trucks in these kinds of places because you have such amazing looking trucks. In the Philippines, it's not so much a thing because our trucks are pretty beaten up. You can't even call them classic or retro, they're just dilapidated. So they're not very great, like you won't be fans of them. They're just very utilitarian or pragmatic, I guess. I mean, they're useful, of course, because you can haul stuff with them and they're necessary for the economy, but you wouldn't be like, wow, such a cool truck. You would never hear that in there. Not like this one. Very nice. Long drives or shorter ones? It depends on my mood. Although usually because of my limited time, I normally do the shorter ones. When I'm on a stream, I like the longer ones when I have time. But yeah, just for the ease of fitting it in a schedule, I like the shorter ones. I usually do the shorter ones more often. Anyway, let us call it there, guys. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening, Friday morning with me. Have a great weekend. Get some rest. Stay home. And yeah, we can get through this. Thank you. Clean parking for a change, right? Have a good one, guys. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And thanks for helping moderate Alex and Rohan and Jay. Have a great one, guys. Good night.